Welcome back to the Jordan Report, and I am your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Okay, guys, I always like to start these reports off about California by saying that I was born and raised in California. I am a native to the state. And so I am not speaking outside of my experience when I say these things. When California was under the control of the white Republicans, this was 30 years, 40 years ago, everything worked. The streets were paved with gold. The educational system worked. Everything worked. It was the most advanced state in the Union. But since the multiracial, multi-ethnic coalitions, along with the tiny elite, got control of California, it took them 30 years to turn them into the cesspool that we see today. We're going to show you what's happening in Los Angeles. This is the local news from Los Angeles. This is what's going on in my home city.
Now, LA has reached a grim milestone of 300 homicides this year, and it's not just an increase in homicides. Violent crime is up throughout the city.
And as CBS 2's Rachel Kim shows you tonight, the chief and the members of that community are pleading for help to stop the violence.
These are lives, and no one's saying nothing. There's no protest. There's no demand that this stops. We need more assistance.
LaWanda Hawkins' only son, Reggie, was murdered in 1995, and his killer has never been caught. She turned her pain into purpose by co-founding the group Justice for Murdered Children. She's speaking out about the current surge in violent crime in the city of Los Angeles, which the LAPD says just marked a milestone over the weekend. 300 homicides so far this year. It's a number they haven't seen in over a decade.
And we can't allow you to continue to allow our kids to just be slaughtered like this.
We're seeing street gangs and street violence many times over little petty matters and just the sense of chaos that is in some of these communities.
LAPD Chief Michael Moore says most of the violence is happening in Central and South LA. He believes the crime spike can be attributed to the loss of jobs, despair, and the fact that many students are not in school.
We're having 4 shootings per day, and that number was in early part of this year was 2.
Chief Moore addressed the ongoing cuts and downsizing in the department's specialized divisions. He said in a year and a half, they've lost over 300 officers. He doesn't believe it's causing the increase in crime, but he said he does believe it couldn't come at a worse time.
Men and women working in black and whites, people working on these investigations involving violent crime, those are first things first.
Hawkins says her community can't afford to lose the LAPD's help, but she knows they need the community's help too.
We're going to have to come up with a way to help them to be able to deal with this, because it's our kids going out here committing this crime called murder. And we have to be willing to stand up, you guys. You got to be willing to stand up, and you got to say so-and-so committed this crime.
Chief Moore also said policing isn't the only answer, but he promised that the LAPD is going to use every resource to be on the streets, solve these crimes, and pursue justice for the victims and their families. Reporting from South LA, Rachel Kim, CBS 2 News.
Okay, guys, I don't see this getting better anytime soon, and that's the worst part about that.